And then it happened.
But we're not on my planet, are we?
No.
We could say violence is never the answer.
You want a piece of me?
But like Buzz, I'd rather say it's the solution. And the thing is, he didn't crash out once. Nope. He was just getting started. Buzz Lightyear is just one name on a long list of characters who crash out for a living. Starting off with Cowboy Woody. He might honestly be the blueprint for crashing out multiple times. Not one, not two, nope. This man has been crashing since 1995.
What the hell?
And most of the time, his reason actually makes sense. Hear me out. First, let's get one thing straight. Woody does not wake up choosing chaos. The cowboy starts every movie with good intentions and ends up emotionally folded like a lawn chair. Remember his crash out the second Buzz showed up and absolutely nukes his status?
All right, that's enough. Look, we're all very impressed with Andy's new toy.
Toy?
T-O-Y, toy.
Excuse me, I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger.
T-O-Y, toy. Okay, Woody, we get it. But the thing is, he wasn't planning on choosing violence, but the second he wakes up, he realizes that his entire identity just got replaced by a Space Ranger with laser sounds? Andy's favorite toy? Well, gone. Leadership? Questioned. Attention? Redirected. And you can literally watch the jealousy rot him from the inside. Remember that one argument when Woody just completely lost his shit?
You are a toy! Now you're an action figure! You are a child's plaything!
Or even this moment.
I'm lost.
Oh, I'm a lost toy.
Yup. Buzz doesn't just join the gang, he replaces Woody overnight. At least, that is how he sees it. For now, we just pretend that dramatic shove out the window wasn't a premeditated murder. I'm not sure if that was a valid crash out. Emotionally, maybe a yes. Morally, definitely debatable. Then Toy Story 2 comes in like, okay, what if we ruin him mentally instead? So when he finds out he's not just a toy, but a collectible.
It's not like that, okay? And I'm not going to any museum.
Well, I'm not going back in this store.
By Toy Story 3, Woody is actually crashing out in denial mode. Woody believes in Andy so hard that when the rest of the toys think they've been thrown away, Woody refuses to accept it.
Miracle.
And you want us to stay at Andy's.
Because we're Andy's toys.
So you got donated by this Andy, huh?
His intentions are good, but his refusal to let go puts others at risk. And now, it's starting to hurt people. Letting go would mean admitting the era of the gang is over. His emotions are often totally valid, but the execution? Sometimes questionable. Okay, the next one may barely speak, but he crashes out a lot. It's our boy, Toothless. He's not crashing out in a loud, talkative way other characters do, but his crash outs come through movement, instinct, and sudden violence. And every single one of them makes sense once you remember what his life has been like. From the start, Toothless is in survival mode. He lives in literal loneliness and gets hunted down. Hiccup almost kills him, but eventually decides to set him free. But then... Okay, let's be honest. That was not some villain behavior. It was pure panic. I mean, he was terrified and probably expected to get killed. As he bonds with Hiccup, he calms down, but the crash outs don't disappear. They shift. Whenever Hiccup is threatened, Toothless reacts instantly and aggressively. There's no hesitation. If someone grabs Hiccup, Toothless snaps. If someone raises a weapon, Toothless attacks. That hair trigger response comes from trauma. He learned the hard way that waiting gets you killed. One of his hardest crash outs happens when he's forced to fight under mind control. Toothless is normally careful and gentle with Hiccup, but the moment that control kicks in, man, he turns feral. He roars, attacks, and loses it all.
Son! Dad! No!
And then, the second he realizes what he's done, he collapses emotionally. That switch from uncontrollable rage to instant guilt is brutal, even for DreamWorks. Even after that, he continues to crash out when separation hits. When Hiccup leaves or gets hurt, he spirals, pacing, roaring, becoming reckless. He's not angry at the world. He's afraid of losing the one connection that made him feel safe. And can we blame him? The Beast might be the poster child for crash outs that just keep happening. He's not necessarily evil, but he is constantly angry. He's stuck in a body he hates, a curse he earned, and a castle that reminds him every day of who he used to be. That kind of self-loathing doesn't stay quiet. From the moment we meet him, he is already mid-crash out. He screams at his servants, smashes furniture, and loses his temper over small things. But the thing is, he's actually just ashamed. Every mirror, every guest, every mistake reminds him that time is running out and he's still the same angry person who caused the curse in the first place. When Belle arrives, the crash outs multiply. He tries to control everything, where she goes, what she does, what she eats. The second things don't go his way, he explodes. He yells, intimidates, and storms off.
You can't stay in there forever!
Yes, I can.
Fine! Then go ahead and starve!
But you know what? These moments aren't about Belle. They're about fear. The fear of him not knowing how to react, how to respond, how to be a person anymore. She represents everything that he is so afraid of. There's a brief calm period where he starts changing, but even then, the crash outs don't fully stop. When Belle shows kindness, Beast doesn't know how to process it. He gets awkward, frustrated, and defensive.
Hold still.
That hurts!
If you'd hold still, it wouldn't hurt as much.
If you hadn't have run away, this wouldn't have happened.
Growth doesn't erase years of anger overnight. His emotional crash out actually comes the moment when Belle leaves. This is the moment he collapses. He isolates, gives up, and stops trying to live. That's still a crash out, just pointed inward.
Thank you for understanding how much he needs me.
The Beast isn't learning how to be good from scratch. He's unlearning how to be angry. Next up, we have Dory. Her crash outs? I would describe them as sneaky. Not because she's bad, but because they come with panic, confusion, and emotional resets that would probably break anyone else. Dory doesn't just crash out once, she crashes out on a loop. And the best, or worst part, every single one is caused by something she physically cannot control. In Finding Nemo, Dory's first major crash out happens when she meets Marlin and tries to help him find Nemo.
Will you quit it? What? Trying to swim here. What, the ocean isn't big enough for you or something like that? Huh? You got a problem, buddy? Huh? Huh? Do you? Want a piece of me? Yeah, ooh.
And just like that, one moment she's helping him find the boat, the next moment she totally forgets who she is and what she is doing. That's a moment when her brain just hits the emergency shutdown button. She starts spiraling, forgetting what she's doing mid-sentence, panicking, and then forcing optimism because that's her survival tool. But the thing is, the movie keeps doing it to her. Every time danger spikes, Dory forgets key information at the worst possible moment. From the outside, it looks chaotic. From Dory's perspective, it's probably terrifying. She keeps waking up inside disasters she doesn't remember agreeing to. It's like waking up still drunk and slowly realizing, oh no, I talked, I did things, and I definitely should not check my phone. And if you think it couldn't get worse, Finding Dory turns the emotional damage up, because this time, Dory starts remembering her parents. Not fully, but just enough. And this is where her most painful crash outs happen. She gets flashes of home, safety, love, and then loses them again.
My family! I remember my family! They're out there somewhere. I have to find them. Guys, you gotta help me, guys. Guys, hello?
Over and over. When she realizes she may have lost her parents forever and doesn't even remember when it happened, that's not just some crash. It's grief without closure. The fact that she keeps swimming forward at all might make her crash out some of the most justified on this entire list. Now, our next guest is special. Puss in Boots, his crash outs don't show signs early. They arrive all at once, and when they do, it is catastrophic. For most of his life, Puss treats danger like entertainment. He wastes 8 lives without reflection. Giants, monsters, duels, all jokes and ego. But when death finally shows up in The Last Wish, the crash out is instant and undeniable.
What's the matter? Lives flashing before your eyes? Pick it up. Pick it up.
Puss doesn't fight this time. But what does he do? Well, he runs. He hyperventilates. He drops his sword. This is the first time fear actually lands. And it keeps landing and landing. Puss doesn't calm down after that encounter. Nope. The fear turns into sleeplessness, avoidance, panic attacks.
What?
He literally abandons adventuring and hides as a house cat. Yup, like a tiny little house cat. I'm glad that he can't hear me because I can already feel that sword in my neck. But are all of Puss's crash outs equally valid? Some are, but definitely not all. When he pushes Kitty's soft paws away and isolates himself, okay, maybe understandable, but absolutely self-sabotage. Fear drives him, but it also hurts people who care about him. That's where his crash outs become emotionally valid but socially damaging. The final confrontation with death isn't Puss getting brave again. It's actually acceptance. He doesn't beat death by force. He beats him by choosing to value his last life. That's growth after multiple crash outs and not some magical recovery. Dracula's crash outs are loud, dramatic, sometimes hilarious, and there are a lot of them. And with a lot, I mean a lot. He has every power but still crashes out every few seconds, so be prepared. His crash outs are actually always rooted in this same place.
The legend is wrong. It was only the wife that died.
And nope, he's not a villain as you might think, but he's actually a real dad who never emotionally recovered from losing his wife. And that grief keeps blowing the fuse in his head. From the very beginning, Dracula is already in crash out mode level 100. He builds an entire monster-only hotel just to control his daughter's environment. That alone is a long-term crash out, man. Instead of processing his trauma, he walls off the world. Every human is a threat. Every unknown is dangerous. That paranoia fuels constant overreactions. And when Johnny enters the picture, man, oh man, the crash outs stack up fast.
Vampire! Vampire! A human!
Dracula doesn't calmly disapprove of him. He lies, manipulates, shapeshifts, and physically contorts himself trying to keep Mavis away from the truth. His anger jumps from pre-aggressive to full theatrical rage in seconds. One moment he's joking, the next he's crashing at everyone in the room. What makes these moments valid is that Dracula knows he's losing control and still can't stop.
How could you? After I shared my pain with you?
But no! Dad, it was just a kiss.
No.
By the way, I still can't believe the fact that Johnny pulled one of the baddest goth girls in animation history. And then she's a vampire too? Man, he really hit the jackpot. He's like everything Hal wanted to be when he became Titan. Even later in the story, when Dracula tries to change, the crash outs don't disappear. They soften, but they're still there.
Sorry, I got to get used to that.
Growth doesn't magically erase centuries of trauma. Dracula's final emotional breakdown comes when he realizes he might lose his daughter forever. That's when the anger finally cracks into honesty. He admits fear instead of hiding behind rage. He loved too hard and healed too little. Star Command, come in, Star Command. Yes, it's time for our favorite Space Ranger. Buzz Lightyear's crash outs hit differently because they all come from the same problem. He genuinely believes he's something he's not.
Tough guy?
But when that belief keeps getting challenged, let's just say Buzz doesn't take it well. Early on, he is already halfway in a crash out without realizing it.
Space Ranger Corps. I protect the galaxy from the threat of invasion from the evil Emperor Zurg, sworn enemy of the Galactic Alliance.
Loud and kinda arrogant, huh? But the thing with Buzz is, his confidence isn't necessarily healthy self-belief. It's overcompensation. The moment anything threatens his Space Ranger identity, he snaps defensively. He argues, refuses help, and doubles down on delusion instead of listening.
That's good.
But we're not on my planet, are we?
No.
The real cracks start showing during the commercial scene. That moment is a full psychological collapse for him. He doesn't yell or rage, but he just shuts down completely. He slumps and falls into depression. A big crash from the inside. His entire identity just vanishes in seconds. So when Buzz finally realizes that he can't actually fly and that he is indeed just a toy, it's actually Buzz giving up. Man, this dramatic scene always gets me. Instead of adjusting, he panics. He gets frustrated, embarrassed, and increasingly aggressive toward Woody. His anger spikes not because Woody is mean, but because Woody represents reality, and Buzz isn't ready for that. The thing that people forget? Buzz doesn't magically heal after Toy Story 1. The crash outs just evolve.
You're breaking ranks, Ranger. Buzz Lightyear to Star Command. I've got an AWOL Space Ranger. Tell me I wasn't this deluded. No backtalk. I have a laser, and I will use it. You mean the laser that's a light bulb?
Tell me I wasn't this deluded. Yes, Buzz. Yes, you were. This scene was like watching Avengers Endgame without context. Buzz didn't lose his mind because he was weak. He lost it because reality hit harder than any laser. All right, guys, let's finally talk about Gru. Because his crash outs are the kind that sneak up on you. At first, you probably think, oh, he's just grumpy. Well, actually, this man is chronically crashing out, and the reasons stack up, movie after movie.
You all better be gone!
Mini boss, vous paquet par les circuits de
Go! Close your yapper!
Oh.
In Despicable Me, Gru is introduced as a top-tier villain. Until, well, he's just suddenly not anymore. Vector steals the spotlight, steals the tech, and worst of all, steals the respect.
Century and stuff like that. But am I upset? No, I am not. A little, but
Gru doesn't just want to steal the moon because it's cool. He wants to prove he's still that guy you know. Every angry outburst, every harsh command to the minions, every dramatic glare is driven by insecurity. His reputation is slipping, and he feels it. Then the girls enter the picture, And this is where Gru's crash outs multiply. Multiply.
Sounds, right?
Does this count as annoying?
Very.
Because now he's juggling villain pressure and fake parent stress at the same time. He tries to keep emotional distance and fails miserably. In Despicable Me 2, Gru crashes out in a completely different way. He's retired. He's trying to be normal. But the thing? He's terrible at it. And when El Macho shows up, he's everything Gru used to be. Loud, reckless, and absolutely loving the villain's life. So what does Gru do?
This is the guy. You need to arrest him immediately, and his deviously charming son. I'm pretty sure that the son is involved too. The son, also. You got to get the son.
Well, it feels like Gru was trying to convince himself more than the audience. El Macho represents the version of Gru that never slowed down, never adopted kids, and that messes with him hard. And who remembers 3, when he found out he had a twin brother?
Wait, what? It's true? You never told me I had a brother, and you told me that dad died of disappointment when I was born.
Honestly, he should have crashed way harder than he did. And this is where the whole Gru-Drew thing starts melting your brain. Gru is meeting Drew, but Drew is better than Gru. At least that is what Gru thinks.
Home? Why?
I don't know, this guy with the mansion, and the cars, and all of the hair with the silky smooth, luxurious hair.
This makes Gru feel like some discount Drew, while Drew is trying to bond with Gru. But Gru doesn't trust Drew, because Drew grew up rich, and Gru grew up angry. Still get it? Gru's crash outs aren't explosive because he's evil. They're explosive because he's emotionally underdeveloped and keeps being pushed into roles he never trained for. Father, partner, hero, role model. Every movie adds a new responsibility, and Gru reacts the only way he knows how, with stress, anger, and eventual growth.